All right, looking around, seeing if this is actually working. Kind of a unscheduled live stream. Yeah, it's showing in the studio that it's live, and if I go over here, it says, "Hey, I'm live." Okay, great, wonderful. Yeah, so I didn't schedule this or anything else like that. I'll go ahead and save it in with my videos. It's not going to be a long live stream. I want to be off by 8 Eastern, the only time zone that matters, because Small Caliber Arms Review is doing a live show. Oh, hey, Kingpin. Just kind of a impromptu. I got to get used to this. Man, you guys are going to see me take forever to get used to using all this live streaming crap. You know, I've been a panelist for, what, 5, 6 years now? You think I would just... Anyhow, I got to get used to where this camera is. So there's a green beer. Just doing a St. Patrick's Day live stream. Just have a beer with me. I recorded a Speaking Squibbish on the way into work this morning, and I thought maybe I would just talk about it in the live stream and kind of just do it like that. I got an idea for it this afternoon to maybe, instead of doing a live show, just doing a live stream where I just talk about whatever it was I was going to do a Speaking Squibbish video on and then save it as a video later. I don't know if that's going to work, but I got to try it to see if I like it. But anyhow, full transparency with my audience. Probably Sunday, I thought about doing a St. Patrick's Day live stream, and all week long, between procrastinating or just letting myself get distracted with other stuff, I didn't make a community post. I didn't make a short video saying, join me for a green beer on Friday. And I did think about doing that, but I didn't, because I guess in general, you could just say I was too lazy. So not that I expect people to stop what they're doing tonight to tune into this. That's why I'll just save it as a video. Speaking Squibbish Live. Thanks, Kingpin. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll call it, is Speaking Squibbish Live, and then just save it as a video. Because here's the thing. So I'm in my truck. I'm driving to work. I'm dealing with traffic, things like that. And I've got an idea about what I want to talk about, and I talk about it. And then I just start going off on a rabbit trail. Delete video, right? I say something and I don't know, I just get tongue twisted. Delete video. I pull up at a red light, some asshole truck driver with a Jake brake. Delete video. I'll do 36 fucking takes over the course of, 3 weeks or something, and just delete the video. The one I did this morning, I'm thinking if I cut out about a minute or two at the end and just sort of fade it in, it's about a 10.5-minute video, and it says what I want to say, right? Or I could just do this. So yeah, maybe I'll do a Speaking Squibbish Live, see how well it works. That way I can flub my stuff right here live, and if I have an audience, they can correct me, or they can say, what, English, do you speak it? Something like that. But then I could just save it, and because I'm in the green room here, there's nothing going on that you need to watch. You can listen to this stuff while you drive, and maybe it'll preoccupy you guys while you're dealing with traffic. I mean, we all have a commute to work, and some people have a longer one than others. I actually have a shorter commute to this career with less twists and turns in it than what I had before with that job. And part of me kind of wants more time on the road to talk, and that's just stupid because I'd rather be home. So yeah, the live stream is probably a good idea. So tonight I've got green beer, and full disclosure, once again, transparency with my audience. You can't really see it, but there's some green food coloring. I always get it on my fingers, no matter what. I'm probably going to have a green tongue. I'll be at a wedding tomorrow saying hi and green tongue, right? Hey, Chris, how you doing? I saw you had a live stream with Gary earlier, just because, so that was kind of cool. I didn't catch it. I was doing other stuff. I think it was around the time I drove home from work. So Yeah, that's another thing too. Is there be mornings or afternoons where I'm driving home from work and I want to record a Speaking Squibbish, knowing that I'm probably going to screw it up and delete it anyhow. And honestly, I'd rather listen to one of your live streams or play back one of your videos, especially if it's from a channel that does stuff where you can just listen. You don't necessarily have to go back and watch or something like that. Um, like roll calls, rants, and raves. It might take me 2 days to get through that, driving to and from work and maybe listening where I can on my lunch break at work. I'll close the door to my office, but somebody always mentions, "Are you on the phone in there?" Jeez. No, I'm listening to YouTube, asshole. Uh, so so yeah, I want to be done with this in the next 30 minutes at most, because I'm gonna tune in and watch the live stream on Small Caliber Arms Review channel. Can I post a link to that? I don't even. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Some of you guys are just knock this stuff out real quick, but not me. So, oh yeah, look, it's showing I'm live. All right. See if there is. All right, copy. All right, so if I go over here to what? Can I post a comment? Small caliber arms review. Paste. All right, so there's a link. Yeah, let's try to do a banner. Create banner. Check out small caliber arms review. There we go. How about if I fix that there? All right, add banner. And scroll across the bottom. Ticker, add banner. All right, it's not working. So show it. There we go. Check out Small Caliber Arms Review. Yeah, so he's got a live stream at 8. Now I got to go up here to the top right-hand corner. Don't click in broadcast. Comments. Gizzard Gary. Hey, Gary. Oh, yeah. So, all right. So what I got to do is I got to roll all the way back here, which I guess doesn't matter. I got a headset. Of course, I'm a dumb hillbilly, so I'll be like, I got to talk louder because I'm further away. I got to get used to this stupid camera. But yeah, here's a green beer, and everything's reversed. I'm sure there's a way to fix that. Something I'll eventually fix. So. Let's see here. All right. So anyhow, getting to the Speaking Squibbish topic. So I've seen some posts about these banks, both in America and overseas, collapsing. Full disclosure, I don't watch the news anymore. I don't. I will read some news online, and sometimes I'll fact check it and stuff. In the past, I used to do a lot more of that, but the news is such bullshit. And honestly, getting my news from YouTube isn't much better, because what somebody will do is they'll skim a headline, they'll copy paste, post it in their community tab, make a short video, do whatever. I'm sure they put it on Instagram and all those other social media platforms I don't use. And it gets all these people following or watching or viewing or thumbing up or whatever. And it's the same news that's on TV. It's the same fake news. I'm not saying the banks didn't have problems or have had to close down or they're under investigation or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But the whole point being is there are so many things. It's not just the financial stuff where somebody just skims a headline and, oh my goodness, the 2A does it all the time, right? Like here in Michigan, 31 gun laws have been proposed. Man, everybody ran to their channel and said they're going to pass 31 gun laws in this state. They might pass a few. They might not pass any. But nothing's been done yet. Okay, now they've been voted on in the Senate. So now they have to go to the House, and then they have to be signed by the governor. And of course, that cunt, she'll sign it. Okay, because she hates us, and these idiots keep voting her back in. The potheads voted her in. Then all the disgruntled Republicans didn't show up, so she got voted reelected. But whatever, that's state politics. Anyhow, it still has to pass the House of Representatives here in Michigan, and some of it could very well. But all 31 or, a watered down version, or regardless, don't run to the social media platform and say it's already happened when it hasn't, right? That's part of my issue. And the same thing goes for the financial thing. Everybody's like, we're in a recession. Really? Because people are making more money than they've ever made. You know, there's more demand than there is supply right now. I mean, jobs are plentiful. They're not taking houses. Now, could this bank, the bank thing that's been going on, could that be the beginning of a recession? Sure. If somebody said we're headed for a recession, we're in the beginning of a recession, I'll give you that. But we're in it right now. People have been saying that for months, and I don't see it. Go on Indeed, type in what you do for a living or what you used to do for a living, and do a 50-mile search. You'll get flooded with job offers, unless, of course, you had some shitty job, I suppose. But there's more work out there than there are workers. Go to the stores. Go online. Look, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. They're still playing catch up. Manufacturing was running balls out before what happened 3 years ago. And then what happened 3 years ago just screwed everything up. The supply chain is very delicate in this country. We operate off of JIT, just in time. We make it, we sell it. We make it, we sell it. Why don't we warehouse most stuff? Because of taxes. If the government wanted to do something for the citizens, they would get rid of any taxation. They'd give a tax credit to a company that warehouse non-perishable goods. The reason we make it and it's on the shelf in a matter of days or weeks, it doesn't just sit there until you want it, is because they have to pay tax on it because it's an asset. Now, some things are kept in warehouses, and you go, why the hell does this cost so much? It's not necessarily the manufacturing or the materials or the labor. It's the fact that they've had to warehouse it. They got to catalog it. They got to have an SKU number for it, all these other things. So if you make something and you offer, there's 100 pieces to make it, and there's 100 spare parts, and now you're going to keep all these in inventory, that costs you money. That's where the real costs come for parts. So when the motherboard for the refrigerator is $1,500 and a new refrigerator is $900, and you go, fuck it, I'll buy a new fridge, that's the whole point. If the government wanted to get rid of the supply chain issues, if they wanted to prevent this from happening in the future or make it less likely, they would have said, we're going to stop taxing you for doing the right thing and keeping parts or materials in a warehouse and stuff. But they don't do that. Plus, bean counters, one of the most unnecessary fields of employment in the world. They make hell on everybody else, but they laugh all the way to the bank, right? The bean counters say, we have so many thousand square feet of this building. What square footage is making us money and what square footage is costing us? And they'll look at things like the warehouse, or they'll even look at stuff like office space and go, if we get rid of this and turn it into manufacturing, that we're making more money per square foot, because they're paying on that building. They're paying to heat it. They're paying, property tax on it. They're paying all these things. So they get rid of the warehouse, or they minimize the warehouse. It's make the, raw material comes in, product goes out, and there's very little in the middle. And that's part of the reason why we have the supply chain thing. Well, the government's not going to do the right thing and incentivize things that would reduce the likelihood of us having a supply chain issue. So as long as there's supply and demand, as long as they're still desperate for labor, as long as these things that have been going on for 3 years keep going on, I think that's going to keep us from out of a recession like the last recession. I think we're going to have a short recession. I think we're starting to see the beginning of it, but I'm not going to say we're in it, but we're going to have a short recession, in my opinion. And the recession is really going to hit hard when there's no more there's no more job postings on Indeed, where you can't get pissed off and go next door and make $1 an hour more. And if you go, well, I can't do that. Well, okay, because you live in Manure Pit, Texas, where there are no jobs. I'm talking about where the normal people live. There's plenty of demand for workers. And I mean, when they're paying entry level at McDonald's $18 an hour with benefits, what does that tell you? When that goes away, when they start hiring people back for minimum wage and to tell them we're not going to give you health care for flipping burger stuff, that's when we're in the recession. When I go to the grocery store and there's taco sauce every Sunday, that's when we're in the recession because the supply chain has caught up. They don't need the labor as bad. People need to be worried about their jobs because they will cut heads. People need to be worried about their job because that attitude, the problem they had for 5 years, yeah, they're going to be one of the heads that got cut, as opposed to, because for 5 years or 2 years or 3 years or whatever it was, they thought, well, I can just quit and go next door, right? Not anymore. So I think it's going to be short-lived. I think the biggest issue about a coming recession, or well, the recession that'll hit us, will be what's going to happen with the housing market. I honestly think it'll be good for a lot of people. I think the people that remember what happened last time will be smart and they will stay in a house even if they're underwater on it. They'll figure out a way to keep it. But the housing prices have gone up way too high, and the average person isn't in a position to easily afford a house, even with the wages being higher. So I think a recession will bring some of those house prices down. So it's going to level out the ridiculous wages for minimum wage jobs. It's going to bring housing prices down to something more reasonable for everybody. And it's going to fix our supply chain problem because the government isn't going to do it. So I think the recession is a necessary evil because the economy is like a rubber band. It expands, it contracts. How fast, how slow, does it bounce? Does it contract real quick and then start to bounce back? Or how far can we stretch it before it contracts? That sort of thing. That's the economy. And just like preaching doom and gloom for the Second Amendment, just like preaching doom and gloom for anything else, if you're on social media or if you're on mainstream media or if you're a politician trying to gain the trust of your constituents, if you go out there and preach doom and gloom, it works. Mainstream media says it themselves. If it bleeds, it leads. People tune in for a good train wreck. I mean, that's why they watch my show, right? So I think there are YouTubers out there or people on different forms of social media that mean well when they preach doom and gloom, especially like about the Second Amendment, right? The whole Second Amendment thing. They're trying to get the information out there. They're trying to get Cheeto Man off the couch because we all know Cheeto Man, right? They're trying to help. They're trying to show the passion they have to maybe fire up some other people who have passion too. They're just not showing it yet, right? So I'm not saying people don't have good intentions or they don't start off with good intentions, right? But then they start seeing the numbers. They make that video going, hey, Cheeto Man, get off the couch and go vote this weekend, right? And then they see the numbers and they're going, hey. Or they see their AdSense revenue. They go, hey, or whatever, right? Now suddenly they're going, Or they're watching other channels. These other channels are going, the sky is falling and the world's going to end. I guess for your average retard, that works. But for me, I'm insulted by it because... yeah, don't insult my intelligence. I'm not that stupid, okay? I mean, there's some stupid things I say and do, but damn. So I think people start off meaning well. Even these gun rights organizations, they mean well, right? But then they realize, hey, look at how many more people joined our organization because we screamed the sky is falling. Because we said there's going to be 31 new gun laws next week, when that's not true. Right? They proposed 31 laws, and it's got to go through this process before any of this stuff actually becomes a law. Now, if it becomes a law, it's going to be a bitch to overturn it and reverse it. Not impossible, but it's going to cost us more money, take more time, and more people are going to be pissed off. So if we do something about it preemptively, okay, great. But in the same sense that they're doing, people a favor, they're also seeing, look at our membership go up. And rubbing their hands together, right? They're thinking about money. Everything boils down to the almighty dollar. Why do I go to work every day? The almighty dollar, right? So when I hear people preaching a doom and gloom about the recession that we're just starting to enter, right? In my opinion. And, these banks collapsed. Hold on. Need some more beer. So that Silicon Valley Bank or whatever the hell it is, Silicon Implant Bank or whatever, 13th largest bank in America or something. I'm paraphrasing all this because I'm picking up stuff here and there, right? I haven't done my due diligence as far as research. Okay, first, I've never heard of these motherfuckers before in my life, so I don't care. Secondly, 13th largest. Okay, Now, when the top 5 banks collapse, then I'll be worried. Seriously. And I don't know that the federal government would let that happen. There's probably a way to do this or do that. The last thing you want to do is create an artificial panic where everybody runs to the bank and tries to withdraw all their money. That's what they did in 1928. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? So these people are out there, once again, they're doing the same thing that they were doing with the Second Amendment, or same thing that's done in the Second Amendment culture. Hey, everybody, pull all your money out of the bank now to save your ass, because it won't be there tomorrow. You're preaching doom and gloom. You think you're doing people a favor, but as soon as you see you got 1.1 million views on that short, you're there going, hey, I should do more videos like this. And I just don't respect somebody for that. I honestly don't. The thing is, we've gone through recessions and depressions before. The good times last so long, the bad times last so long. Sometimes, we really can't predict everything, but sometimes the bad times last a lot longer than what we'd like. But if we don't have those bad times, the economy doesn't have the ability to grow and continue on. It's almost a necessary evil. So when somebody is talking about something that kind of sort of has to happen for the way our economics work, and they're talking about it in a bad way, yeah, it's not a good thing. But I guess what this really stems from really isn't so much the YouTube videos that I've seen, the shorts, the community posts and all that, even though those kind of insult me. It was this guy at the barber shop yesterday. He fucking lectured everybody there. He was talking with his friend there, and they weren't talking about economics at all. And somehow or another, it went to politics and economics. And he literally talked to everybody in the barbershop, the barber, me, the guy in the chair, the 2 other guys waiting. And he said, I'm 65 years old. I built a business from nothing. I have no family to support me. I survived, what happened a couple of years ago. For 2 years, I didn't take a paycheck. I lost $650,000 out of my own bank account to keep my business running and to pay my own bills and to keep my guys on the payroll and all this other stuff. And I survived. And the only way you're going to survive is to have that sort of money in the bank. Hold up, dude. You're a business owner. I'm a worker. I've looked into starting my own business before. And every time I go, fuck, for the paperwork alone, I don't want to do it. Let alone the lawyers and city inspections, and hell, if I did a gun thing, an ATF inspection, I just don't want to deal with it. It's not that I couldn't do it. It's that my ambition has its limits. Everybody's ambitions has its limit. So he's preaching to all of us as if we're all small business owners and we're terrified that we're going to fail. The other thing too is some small business owners go, fuck it, and walk away from it and then just go back to work for the man. So it's not like, this is the thing that pisses me off when people talk about how I use my credit. I understand it might not be for you, okay? Be all cash. Fuck it, whatever, all right? I'm not, right? But there's no debtor's prison anymore. This isn't, 17th, 18th century France, okay? If you don't pay your bills, yeah, it'll fuck your credit score. Yeah, they might repossess some stuff or whatever, but you're not going to be locked away. Now, of course, if you scam somebody on, insider trading or some bullshit like that, right? You might go to jail. But if you just default on your loans, you're not going to jail. It's not something I encourage somebody to do, but this country has a system of checks and balances and stuff like that to make sure that you will survive. So these people that are like, it's coming, the world's ending. This guy that's going, if you don't have $1 million in the bank right now today, you're fucked. Really, there are so many ways that ordinary people like me, like you, have survived recessions and depressions. So when it comes, hopefully when the music stops, you have a chair to sit in. But if you don't, you're going to be okay. That doesn't mean don't do anything. That doesn't mean, don't pay your bills, don't pay your debts, don't put some money in savings, or, put all your eggs in one basket. I'm not here to give financial advice, but hearing some YouTuber say, the 13th largest bank in America that nobody banks with, and I've never heard of, failed, or some bank overseas failed, or pull all your money out of the bank, or we're knee deep in the recession, or the world's going to end, the sky is falling. To hearing this guy say that sort of shit just infuriates me. And you're not going to see me come on any of my YouTube channels e-begging going, please pay my bills for me because I lost my job. I will fucking find a way if I lose my job. I have no seniority where I'm at. I've only been there 4 months. I'm low man on a totem pole. If they cut heads, it's probably going to be mine. If they don't, it might just be because I'm probably the best maintenance guy, facilities technician they've ever seen. But, and that's me tooting my own horn, whatever. You can call me conceited. But, if you don't have any job skills or you're just lazy or stupid, I got nothing for you. But if you have a work ethic, somebody will see it one day. Maybe not your employer now, maybe not even the next job or career you go to, but somebody will see it. And if you make good choices, you'll survive hard times. So I just don't want to hear doom and gloom. I just don't. But people have a right to do it. They do. And so I just tune it out. I fucking tune it out. And I don't talk about my finances. I mean, yeah, people know I use credit cards, but some people seem to think that I do everything with credit cards. I actually do use some cash. I mean, at the barbershop, that asshole only takes cash, probably because he doesn't report half of what he makes to the IRS. I don't trust people who are strictly cash. I just, financially, I don't trust. I would never get into a business arrangement with them. But I don't talk about all my personal stuff. There are lots of things about me personally that people out there don't know, and it's none of their damn business. It's the same thing with my finances. Sure, we joke around about me and the credit cards, and my avatar right now is a MasterCard logo or whatever, and it's fun. And when it's funny, it's all right. But just the people that have contacted me personally to say, hey man, you better get all your money out of the bank, and and you better start saving up cash in your house, because the world's gonna. Thanks, but no thanks. I know where you're coming from. I appreciate it, but really, I'm fine. I don't need your help. I'm not going to ask for your help. And how I manage my finances is none of your damn business. And what I do with my money might not work for you, but you don't live the same life I live. You're probably, you make more money than me, less money than me. You're younger than me, older than me. You've seen different things. You look at the world differently. We're all individuals, and I'm okay with individuality. We all don't have to be the same. But, and this is going on, I mean, way longer than the 10.5-minute video. But with this, I'm able to say more and express more. But the whole point being is, I guess it really boils down to, my finances are none of your damn business. So whether you reach out to me in the comment section or you reach out to me in a text message, you're my friend. Thanks, but no thanks. And the other thing is, I just don't look at this coming recession the way everybody else does. And if you don't agree with me, you don't have to. Nobody has to agree with me. I've never been about, being a panelist or doing a channel or anything. Do it my way or else, there are plenty of other people out there. And when somebody insinuates that's what I'm doing, that insults me too. I let it insult me, I should say. All right. So since I've been running my mouth, turning, Speaking Squibbish into something longer than what it really should be, let me look at some of these comments here over on the right. Let's see. Doesn't look reversed on my screen, Gary says. Yeah, well, all right. And then I guess it's good. Let's see here. Tactical Fud. Hello. David Wolcott. Hello. Burnaby Sanchez, hello. Let's see. Gray Pilgrim, hello. Mr. Alaska 223. Mr. Alaska 223, are you Alaska 556? Okay. Let's see. Wells Fargo could easily fall tomorrow. All it takes is a bunch of people start pulling their money out to have a lot more money in there. Yeah. And okay, so here's something I asked at the barbershop. I go, all right, guys, what's the deal? I heard 2 banks in America failed and 1 bank in Sweden failed or some bullshit. What's the deal? And what they said was that these banks overextended themselves. Like they had like $40 billion in assets and they gave out $900 billion in loans. And then when they raised interest rates, that made something not worth as much and they fucking collapsed. Okay, well, the interest rates getting raised is the government's fault, right? Or the Federal Reserve, which is not part of the government, but it's part of the government. It's their fault. So why do that? Now, don't go conspiracy theory on me, because I'm going to have to kick myself out, because no conspiracy theories on this channel. But I mean, I don't see how that helps anybody. I understand that you can't keep them low forever, but I don't see how that helps anybody. Now, as far as banks overextending themselves, all banks do that. If everybody went to the bank and said, I want my money and I want it right now, all banks would collapse instantly. And there'd be people, who wouldn't have any money. It's not designed to work that way, people. And the money that's in circulation, the money that's invested, the money if your money's moving, we're all making money. If the money's moving, the economy is more secure. But if people just act like misers and pull it all out and stuff it in their mattress, that's where the economy collapses. I didn't have to go to college to learn this. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. Let's see. Gray Pilgrim. I believe in surviving by having tools, knowledge, and having a year's food and stores on site. Yeah, Gray Pilgrim. So I've got a wine cellar with probably 30 to 90 days worth of booze in it. So there's my preps. That's really just so we can drink ourselves to death if they nuke us, because radiation sickness is going to kill us. So we might as well not feel any pain. Yeah, so I do have some preps like that. And guys, I don't want to go into, how much cash you have or where do you keep it or how many banks you use or what do I'm not going to go into that, but I don't believe in keeping all your eggs in one basket. Whatever we have invested or don't have invested or having this or having that, that's our business. You do what you want to do. If you've got burned by something in the past, that's going to leave some sort of lasting kind of thing. And, you may not want to do that again, or you may advise somebody, hey man, I got burned. If they want to do it, let them. They're an American. But when they come to you for money later, tell them to go fuck themselves. Right. Let's see. Gray Pilgrim. I know how to do many things. Yeah, see, the more marketable you are to an employer, the better it is. Now, college degrees will help, because I know people who've gotten jobs that they weren't qualified for just because they had a piece of paper and they're in the in crowd. But that's not the only thing. I make as much as an engineer. I work more than them. I do jobs that they definitely don't want to do. They went to college, so they don't have to do these jobs. But I make as much as an engineer. I'm a middle class asshole. I've been mostly middle class most of my adult life. I've been lower class a few times because I've had some financial setbacks. And growing up, we were lower and middle class. I know upper class people. I know everything it takes to be just like them. I just don't want to do it. Like I said earlier in the live stream, my ambition has limits. Some other people have less ambition than me. Okay, that's fine. Live your life the way you want. But what pisses me off is when they sit there and bitch about what they don't have. But then when they say, yeah, I make minimum wage, have no benefits, and I work 32 hours a week, you want me to feel sympathy for you? No, go fuck yourself. Work like I do, right? But then you'd have to pass a drug test, and we all know you can't do that. So I just call it the way I see it, guys. You can call me an asshole or whatever, but that's fine. And if getting high is more important to you than getting a good paying job or career, hey, once again, that's your choice. This is America. This is your choice. Just don't complain to me about it. Damn. Or at least ask me to pay your bills for you, because I'm not going to pay another man's bills. If I give you something, that's a gift. That's not because I feel sorry for you or I think you can't make it, or because all I'm doing is enabling you. But if I give you something as a gift, and if I say, here, man, here's some money. I know you're going on vacation. Here's some money. Go have some fun. And then you go out and buy hookers and blow with it. What the fuck? I give it to you as a gift. Right. So it's yours to do with as you want. It's not me to control with, just like if I send you something, right? Something I see and I get it for you and you get it and you're like, oh, great. And you don't think you're ever going to use it. Regift it. Throw it in the trash. I don't give a fuck. Once it leaves and it goes to you, whether I hand it to you or I stick it in the mail, it's yours to do with it. You smash it. Make a video going, Squib got me this, and smash it, break it. I don't get, I might not get you anything ever again, but it's not mine to tell you what to do with. So if I ever give somebody some money, it is not for pity. It is not charity. It's just a gift. And somebody gave me $50 once as a gift. It's something like, he sent me a letter, right? You work hard, you do good things. Here, man, have fun with it. I was pretty insulted. In the same way I get insulted when I see people that I know, people that I care about, that mean well, and they make these doom and gloom videos like we're all gonna, end up in a soup line somewhere. So certain things that you might not think would insult me, I let things insult me that other people would, it wouldn't bother them at all. I just, that's just the way I am. So let's see. This is a you do you moment. Okay, Burnaby. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's see. David Walcott, another Alaskan. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. Hi. Hi, Vanessa. Let's see. Chris, hope you have a great weekend. I got to get to the panel over at GSC. Okay, yeah, yeah. I gotta. Oh yeah, I'm cutting this short here in a couple of minutes because I want to go watch the Small Caliber Arms Review live stream. So yeah, there's my live show version, Speaking Squibbish Live. It's longer than a regular Speaking Squibbish. I get a little bit of audience interaction. I talk a little bit more. I go into more detail on what I'm saying. If I flub something or just whatever, ramble on, go off on a rabbit trail, who cares, right? But maybe I'll do another one of these and see how well it does. Let's see. Burnaby, back in 85, the peso went belly up and everybody lost 90% of their money. Yeah, that does happen. Let's see. Burnaby, don't get high on your own supply. Vanessa, complaining about having money or not enough is fruitless. Yeah, it is. But see, this is America. You can make yourself from nothing. And more importantly, you can rebuild yourself from nothing. Unless, of course, you die first, because we never know when we're going to die. And like the older I get, the more I realize that doing certain things to make myself more financially successful, I'm just going to work on it and then kill over dead. So I'm good where I'm at. But it's just the people who don't have a lot don't want to admit they put themselves there. They want to blame everybody else. Oh, somebody else, this. And don't get me wrong, there's stupid bullshit that does happen. There's discrimination. Affirmative action is definitely discrimination, right? When you lose your job to an unqualified person, but they have the right skin color or religion or gender or something, it's like, yeah, whatever. But you can take that anger that you feel and you can use that constructively to motivate yourself to keep plugging away. The career I'm at right now, I tried to get this thing for 4 fucking years. 4 years, and I finally got it. Doesn't mean that I was going to get it. Doesn't mean that if somebody else tries for 4 years to get a certain career, they're going to get it. But I mean, I'm nobody special, and I've rebuilt myself from failures. I've rebuilt myself from I don't want to call them tragedies, but misfortune. I've rebuilt myself from just if I can do it, and I'm nobody special, anybody can do it. So that's what I'm really trying to say. Mr. Alaska 223. Yes, I am Alaska 556. I thought it would shake it up a little and switch to 223. 223 Wild, Wildy, which is it? Yeah, okay. SS Pond, good evening. Just stop by, say hi, give a thumbs up. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, more importantly, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody else out there who's listening. So, yeah, there we go. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, see, even David Walcott gets there. Are you wild? Yeah. Let's see. It's been a minute. All right. So I read all your comments. I did a very long live Speaking Squibbish. Maybe I'll do another one of these, but otherwise, I'm going to have some more green beer and I'm going to go tune into a live stream. If you guys are into historical reenactment, if you're into 19th century history, if you're into Old West stuff, even though the guns that we call the Old West guns, even I call them Old West guns, they were used all over the country. Check out Small Caliber Arms Review. He's doing a live stream with, I think it's Slick Six Guns. And I'm sure they've got a lot of good things to say. I'm jumping over there right now. So thanks for tuning in. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Everybody drink responsibly if you drink. Good night.